First of all, thank you, Ms. Chenoweth, for the lovely introduction. Good evening. My name is Riyah Patel. Last year, I founded a nonprofit organization that provides academic support to refugee students here in New Hampshire. I called it New American Scholars. It's been an honor to help others fight for education because it's something I've had to do my entire life. As far back as kindergarten, I've had to confidently advocate for myself and challenge the status quo. It's led me to live by the motto, don't wait for permission. Sometimes the barrier to advancement was the adults. Some were worried that it was my parents pushing for more and not trusting that I was advocating for myself and my best interests. Sometimes the barrier was other kids. On the robotics team, I was relegated to menial tasks like creating artwork for competitions, anything other than coding, even though I was the only one who knew how to code a robot. Other times, I was pushed to the back of team photos because I was the youngest and the only girl. In my math class in middle school, the groups were segregated by gender, and I had to fight for equal coursework. In algebra, I saw the boys were being given different math problems and were the only ones getting to learn logarithms. So, I waited outside of class, and I asked my teacher for a copy of the problems he gave to the boys. Then, I distributed them to the rest of the class. Turns out, girls can do logarithms too. I love learning, and earning admission into an advanced private school for my high school years is a privilege I don't take lightly. So when COVID-19 took us all online for virtual learning, it was discouraging. It was easy to feel isolated. The lack of access to hands-on, in-person education left me struggling. It became frustrating, even for me, to ask for the help that I needed. During this period, I wondered, if I'm struggling, how are people who are juggling other challenges dealing with the lack of access to education right now? The question was deeply personal to me. My mom is an immigrant, and I've heard stories about the difficulties of finding academic success growing up in a family that didn't speak English and wasn't familiar with the education system. For today's refugees, it's even harder. They've experienced war, displacement, trauma, and might not even know where they're being sent until they arrive. So they don't have time to learn the education system and the culture and the language. And then compounding onto that, our education system is really complicated. So, I reached out to refugee support organizations in New Hampshire and offered help tutoring. It started in Concord Public Library, Monday through Friday, every week last summer. By the end of the summer, I was working with multiple groups of students from 5th to 11th grade. I created pre-tests and worksheets, offered personalized instruction in math, history, science, and writing. Just like me, these kids had a huge hunger for learning. As we know, though, school does more than just educate students on reading and writing. At these sessions, these students were making friends that they would see at school in the fall. This peer environment fostered authentic learning without a big power dynamic. so they were able to learn and build their confidence. We were building a community. We're often asked to be ourselves, to be an individual unlike any other individual in the world. The downside to that is that we too often see ourselves as only one person. This can lead us to believe that one person cannot make a difference. The same is said about age, and I've been told both. But those assessments are wrong. It hasn't been easy. There have been challenges and obstacles, but I could see the change that I was making. And I couldn't serve all of the students who wanted help all by myself. So I started New American Scholars to help support my mission. My hope is that these kids are given the platform and credibility they deserve, so that they can continue to receive the tools to succeed in every sense of the word, in school and beyond. New American Scholars now has tutors in Concord, Manchester, Nashua, and the Seacoast. And we will be launching a virtual platform to support the students throughout the academic school year. These refugee students inspire me, and I hope that they inspire you. Moreover, I hope that you'll use that inspiration to take action on something that matters to you in your community. Don't let people tell you that you can't make a difference. Every person here has the power to change the world, and that starts in your homes and in your communities. So do it. Don't wait for permission. I'm excited about a future where everyone who wants an education gets it, where every new American family who comes to New Hampshire feels as connected to this state and this community as I do. What kind of future will you create? Thank you.